Welcome back to the Over the Shoulder podcast.
I thought that you were joking around about doing that.
Yeah.
But then you did.
No, I stuck with it. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome back to the GGYP podcast.
Yeah. I'm Julianne Flancho.
And I'm Justin Clement.
And we're here.
We're here, and we're so happy to be here.
It's, you know what's weird is, so coming back to work after being gone for like a week and some change.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird. And I mean, to be 100% honest, and I think everybody can relate to this, is you're like, do I really gotta? Like, are we sure?
Yeah, it's not like a life and death situation.
Yeah, like, do they actually need me?
Right.
Do I need them?
Right.
But then I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I do.
And then you look at your bank account and you're like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do need to be there.
I do need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no offense to, the chamber or the young professionals or any of that jazz. But does anybody really want to work?
Yeah, especially when you're on a vacation with, like, your family and stuff. Like,
yeah. And just, like, having a grand old time. Like, we went to Dollywood and, like, walked around Gatlinburg.
See, that's fun. I would love to go to Dollywood.
Dollywood's
give me everything.
So, okay. So I started going to Dollywood when I was like itty bitty.
Okay, so you've been before. That's awesome.
So like my grandparents live in Tennessee. Like they had season passes. They would take me to go. And plus it was like the cheapest theme park, which it still kind of is, honestly. So yeah, they would take me. And it was very, like, kid-focused and, like, kid-centric, like, with the little, like, shows and, like, the, and, like, the animatronic stuff.
Cool.
And, like, and all of the rides were very, like, kid-focused. But I loved it because I mean, obviously it was great for kids, but I also love Dolly. Like, I was listening to her music since I was, like, itty-bitty. I always tell people this, I had her Barbie doll, and her, no joke there.
Were they?
And her Barbie doll
attributes
was, she couldn't fit in the regular clothes.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'd put my regular Barbie clothes on her, and I couldn't Velcro them all the way.
That's funny.
Because it really accentuated her attributes.
There you go.
But anyway, so as time went on, though, Dollywood has, evolved. And now they have, like, some pretty good coasters and, like...
Yeah.
It's a better situation for adults and kids.
Okay, so it's got a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, the roller coasters were fun.
Yeah.
I had a good old time.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll see, like, an ad or something for it when I'm... Mostly on YouTube. I don't know. Well, I guess I watch a lot of YouTube. But, yeah. They're advertising some sort of roller coaster, and it looked awesome.
Yeah. It's good ones. And on top of that, like, my nieces and nephews could actually go on them. And so, like, that was fun. And they were basically, like, rotating through us. Like, I want to ride with Aunt Juju now. No, I'm going to ride with Uncle Alex. And it was very cute. So
that's fun.
And they would claim us. So it'd be like, no, I already asked Aunt Juju.
Yeah.
And
I love when little kids, like, take ownership of, like, their aunts or uncles.
Yeah. It was really cute. And I always, like, laugh because my older brother gets, like, jealous because they'll be like, wait, you took Aunt Juju?
Well, be cooler, man.
And I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't even have a cool name. Uncle Jason?
Uncle Jason sounds like a real asshole to me.
Jason, if you're... Oh, he doesn't listen. He doesn't like me that much.
Screw you, Jason!
Yeah, whatever, Jason.
You're a wonderful guy.
Is this just like a shit talk my siblings podcast?
I'm just teasing.
Let's talk about Josh next.
Josh, what a piece of crap.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Let's talk about our recent events with the GGYP.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has happened? Oh, we had a great little mixer last week at Cypress and Grove.
Hell yeah. It was fun. Like, there was a lot of new faces, which I feel like we say
We say every time.
every
but
time.
It's true every time, though, too.
It's true.
Also, I was very surprised by the turnout because our registration, I think we had 38, 39 people
Yeah,
on
it was
there
lower.
I would say there was like 65 people there,
Yeah.
maybe 70.
Yeah. It was a good amount of people
Yeah.
for sure. And it was cool because Cypress and Grove like had their anniversary party like that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was nice for like them to be able to promote that
Absolutely.
too. But it was fun, including the games. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't get to them because I ended up like chit-chatting, doing that
Me
thing.
neither, yeah.
But I saw a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, a lot of people were playing some games, and there was a game of Uno going on, and a couple
Yeah.
of other newer games that you got that I can't remember the names of.
Oh,
Wavelength.
It was Wavelength,
Herd
Mentality, and Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of those, heads up to our listeners.
Yeah.
All of those are really fun games. Like,
I've played Herd
good
Mentality.
group games.
And I've played Wavelength. There's
Yeah.
a mobile version of Wavelength that you can
Oh,
do.
really?
Kind of like Jack in the Box games
Yeah.
where like you all connect and it connects your phones and stuff.
Dang.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. On our Gatlinburg family trip, we played Jackbox games.
Mm-hmm.
And for like two of my family members, I mean, obviously my dad being one, they had never done it.
Okay.
And so it was hilarious to see what my dad would like contribute, because he didn't get like, come on, throw those like kind of raunchy jokes in there and like
come on.
that kind of stuff. But it was good. It was good. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to ask Alex to remind me of like, there was a shirt that we were all like, I want to buy that. That is a good shirt. Like,
Okay.
because it was so ridiculous. There was one that was really, really inappropriate that we were all like, that would be funny. But yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Now, I think one of the best parts, I don't want this to all be about like my trip in Tennessee.
Well, that's
but
okay.
there's some like key little things I want people to know about Dollywood.
Yeah.
Dollywood's great. People should know about Jackbox games if you don't already. Most people do.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. But and the games that we were talking about, those are cool for large groups. But we played T-shirt roulette.
T-shirt roulette.
Yeah. So I convinced
Do
my
explain.
family members somehow we all were on like that main strip in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
And we purchased shirts for like $7. They were like $6.99 a piece.
Okay.
And so everyone in the family picked out a shirt that like, someone probably doesn't want to wear. Like, whether it be like some kind of inappropriate saying or
Sure.
like something really dorky or like whatever. But our main rules were, you can't pick something political because that's not fun.
That's smart.
And you can't pick something that like, because we had our nieces and nephews.
Yeah,
So it
let's
was
not
like,
get
you
all
can't pick something that's like obviously
overtly
dirty.
sexual or
like,
something.
touch my penis. You know what I mean? Like, that's not okay.
Oh, man, if you were going that way, I have about 3 of those shirts.
Me too.
In fact, I'm just kidding.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we all pick out a shirt. You drop it in a bag, and then
Okay.
you guys have to like pull. And if you pull your own shirt, you got to put it
You gotta
back.
put it
That
back.
kind of
Okay.
deal. So 2 of my siblings thought that it was hilarious to put like UT shirts in there.
Okay.
So there was 2 like Tennessee Volunteers shirt in there because we're all like huge Gator
Gator
fans.
fans. All
But
right.
the whole thing is, it's embarrassing to us. We feel that
Yeah,
internally.
but if you're walking around
But walking around in
yeah.
Tennessee with that shirt on,
Fit right in, yeah.
nobody cares. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, go Vols. So anyway, that was 2 of them. Mine said something about like Sasquatch is in me or something like that, and it was like, or Sasquatch has been in me. It was,
Oh my
it was something of that sort.
Sasquatch is in my heart.
Yeah, and it
All
was
times.
because like
I
it was
wish I
saying
wore
like, found in Tennessee, and that's what
Okay.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
like the mountains of Tennessee.
There are a lot of sightings of Bigfoot in Tennessee.
Yeah. So that was mine. My little brother got a shirt that said, I heart Haktua. And we were like, the kids don't know what that means. And
Sure.
They didn't. But then my dad, who, is almost in his, which is so wild to say, he's almost 70. He's 67. He does not look it, does not act it.
Yeah, same with my dad will be
But-
70 in like a week. He looks
Damn.
he looks 59.
Yeah, I want to age like that.
Yeah.
But anywho, his shirt said, "Hawk Tua, spit on that thing." So, and he's like, what does that mean?
I know your dad a little bit, and I'm just picturing him wearing that, and that's hysterical.
Yeah, and it was like a pink shirt, and the font was in like 70s, like groovy style. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, we're like, okay, Dad gets it. That's hilarious. And Dad's like, oh, yeah. I mean, Josh, you got Hawk Tua. I got spit on that thing. Like, look at us. And I was like, you don't understand what that means, do you? And he's, what? And then I had to explain what that meant.
Yeah,
and that was kind of weird.
It kind of takes the joy out of it.
Yeah. And then we took it a step further, though, and Dad took a picture of himself in the shirt and sent it to his girlfriend, Dana, and was like, look at this shirt that my kids bought me. Isn't that cool? And then Dana texts back and was like, do you know what that means? And he was like, yeah, no, like, isn't it cool? And then she called and she was like,
he got the call.
Your shirt is, do you know? And he was like, yeah, the kids explained it.
Yeah, that's really funny.
But everyone in the family,
that's kind of a fun little game. I like that.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to, like, I could see us incorporating that in, like, a young professional's something.
Yeah.
Something. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. Like, in order to participate, you have to
bring a t-shirt. Like, that's your registration or whatever.
But maybe, like, one of us isn't participating and, like, checks the shirts so that we don't get anything, like really, like...
too inappropriate.
Yeah. But, I mean, we use the same rules. Like, nothing political. Mm-hmm. And nothing, like, very... overly gross.
Or, like, I wouldn't want anything, like, sexist or anything.
We'd have to throw that in, too. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, FBI female body instructor.
Yeah.
Those were funny for, like, 3 minutes in 2002 when I was still in high school. I'm aging myself.
I was in middle school, so... Actually, not even. I was in elementary school.
Oh, God. So I have outed myself as the upper end of the young professionals.
You hit my foot
did I bang your toe again? I'm sorry.
Like,
old klutz balls over here.
I said I kind of wanted to...
I'm moving my...
I said I kind of wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like somebody out there relates. So, I hurt myself all the time. I am, like, incredibly accident prone. I feel like I've probably always been that way, but, like, even more so as I've gotten older. And
that's not a good progression.
No. And, like, when we were talking about, like, turning older and, like, we had our coworkers, like, Alan was like, well, that's when you realize, when you hit your 40s is when you realize you're not invincible. Mm-hmm. I was like, bro, I have realized it. I've hurt myself so many times. So anyway, the amount of times I've come into work, like, hobbling around has been...
The more I think of it, it's almost monthly.
I mean, whether it's my back...
Your back...
Or, like...
You had another toe, like, last month.
Yeah, because... Okay,
another toe.
So... Last month was my pinky toe on my left foot. Mm-hmm. And it was because, which you know this, but I'll explain to the listener out there.
to our two listeners.
To our two listeners out there. That I was playing this game that I like to play with Ruby, my dog. And we play, like, kind of like tag. So I'll like do like do and, like, try to dodge her out, and then I'll run around, like, the island / kitchen that goes into our dining room, and it's a loop, and so I'll run around that and, like, kind of hide behind the wall, and she'll, like, try to find me, and she's so hilarious about it, and she loves doing it. So we're running around, and somehow I smack my pinky toe on the wall incredibly hard.
Yeah.
To the point of, like, getting, like, I fell to the ground.
And, that's the worst.
And
you feel like the shock pangs up your whole leg. Yeah.
And Alex, comes running, and then I'm literally in hysterics, like, laughing. Right. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. And I'm telling Alex, like, in between laughs, like, this actually really hurts. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we like taped that up. That took forever to heal, I feel like.
It really did.
Yeah.
It seemed.
Yeah. And then today, this morning, about to leave the house, and Ruby is a chewer. And so she like has a bunch of those like hard chew toys.
Yeah. So you just tripped on it?
And I didn't see one, and I didn't trip on it. Like, let's say, like, this is the dog toy. It's just laying there. I, like, shoved my foot into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
And at first, I just thought, like, I stubbed it enough of
Yeah,
sort.
you
But
feel
I
a
was
little
like,
bang,
oh, my
and
God,
then it
that's
started
sharp.
to
And then I
sting.
looked down, and it's bleeding. Yeah. And
That's
so,
the
like,
worst.
sorry for people that get grossed out easily, but, like,
Yeah.
I cracked that toenail, and I thought it was going to fall off.
Yeah.
So now I've got it like all bandaged up, and I'm hobbling around yet again.
Yikes.
So one toe heals, the next toe hurt.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just going to consistently have just boo-boos. And I always have bruises.
It's just little boo-boos.
I always have bruises. I got like a huge one on my knee right now. Like,
Yeah. What a mess.
for real though, and what I have thought about though, is I think the reason why I'm so accident prone is because of my ADHD.
Oh, 100%.
Because I
100%.
stopped paying attention.
That's why I'm so klutzy. See, I'm lucky. I'm the flip side. I'm much more klutzy than you are.
Yeah.
I don't often hurt myself,
Yeah.
but I do walk into walls quite frequently.
Yeah.
Probably once a day. I'll just, the hallway could be 8 feet wide, and somehow I'll get distracted and like walk into a wall. Or like walking out of a doorway, I'll bang into the side of the door or whatever.
I can
but I'm
be
thankful.
klutzy too, but it's not as frequent. Definitely like my most, which I've never done this, but I did recently. I was at a show, like music show, and it was a tight crowd, and I was moving through the crowd, and I just had my hand like down, and apparently I swung my hand and I nut tapped a dude, like just straight up did it, and I was like, I think I hit his. I hope I hit his leg. And I
Yeah.
turned around to say sorry, and he's like, yeah, you did that.
That's
I
funny.
was like, oh, because he's like, yeah, you did that. And I was like, this is really awkward. That was the worst. That was the worst. Like, I didn't
that's
know
awkward.
him,
Yeah.
but I got to know him
Yeah.
at the back of my head at
Yeah.
least. Like, I don't know. It was gross.
There,
It was
a couple
weird.
weeks ago, I'm trying to remember where I was, but I did like a side boob rub against because I was reaching for something on a table, and
Yeah.
the person who was sitting there was turned like this. So I was like, "Oh, this is a perfect chance for me to grab this thing."
But they
as
turned.
it was like one of those, and it was like it was full contact,
Ooh.
and we just sort of made eye contact, and I was like, "Ha!" just walked away.
So another really bad one was my friend is from Portugal, and he always gives kisses on the cheek, like when I say goodbye to him.
I love that.
And so, and I don't always give him a kiss on the cheek back, but
Did you like that?
like he normally will like kiss, like kiss like that, or kiss like that, whatever. I thought I was kissing the opposite cheek, so we were gonna like opposite cheek kiss. And
I
instead
see
we
where this
both
is
went
going.
for the same side, and we kissed. And that was weird. When we
that's
both were
awkward.
like, and we've known each other for like years.
Yeah.
And like it was so awkward, and we both were just like, because we were leaving too, so it was
Oh,
like,
geez. So you're leaving on that
okay,
note.
bye.
See you later.
And
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know how to recover. I immediately told Alex though.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I kissed our friend. I didn't mean to. There was no tongue. But like, anyway.
I hate those awkward goodbyes
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
Cypress and Grove was great. It's a fantastic event.
Yeah.
Any other events that we had recently?
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Because we had the pool party, but we talked
Yeah,
about
but
that last
we talked about it
podcast.
last time. And
I don't think there's.
yeah, because we didn't do anything in July because that was like our off month.
Yeah, you're right.
So now it's going to
we
get
have a
like
bunch of stuff coming up. We got things. Coming up. We got money talks.
Money talk, smart money news with First Federal Bank. We love doing a financial literacy opportunity because
I need that.
We do it every year, and I always am like, I'm gonna be better this year.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
I'm never better.
So maybe this time. Yeah. And then we have got
we got a coffee and
conversations, Cameron. And then
the Mega Mixer in September.
Yeah. I just put that on the calendar because it's just now official.
When is that?
September 25th.
25th.
At Celebration Point, 5:30 to 7:30. This one's really cool because it's all of the...
It's a blast.
It's a bunch of local groups. I haven't solidified all of them. I think we're going to have some new ones this year.
Heck yeah.
With the ones that we normally have.
Cool.
But I love doing that event, and I just hope that we don't get rained out like we did
that was a little
last year.
disappointing last year.
Yeah.
We still had quite a few people come out.
If we have I'm just gonna have to call it. Like last year, I was like maybe.
Yeah, we
this
kept
year I
pushing
just
through.
need to call it.
Yeah.
Like be like, hey, we're gonna reschedule
Stay tuned.
Yeah. And then we have Pizza and Presidents too in September.
That's right. I'm excited about that. So instead of pancakes and Presidents,
we're doing
pizza. I'm so excited.
Which we haven't announced who it is yet.
But I'll give you a hint. It's called Pizza and Presidents.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Anywho.
On that note, we've got a guest today, as we always do. What's her name? Go ahead and tell us.
Our guest represents Gator CPR, and her name is Jillian Diaz-Perera, and she is the secretary.
Oh, my stomach's growling. Can you hear that?
I did. Yeah.
Sorry.
I did. I thought it was your chair, and I saw you go.
Anyway, yes, we have Jillian.
Welcome to Fiesta Radio 95.7, your Latino radio station in Gator Nation.
24/7, bringing you the latest news and the best entertainment from Alachua County.
Don't miss El Show de la Mañana, Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m.
We are the house of Latinos. We are a movement. We are Tu Fiesta Radio.
95.7 Tu Fiesta Radio.
Welcome to Fiesta Radio 95.7, your Latino radio station in Gator Nation.
24/7, bringing you the latest news and the best entertainment from Alachua County.
Don't miss El Show de la Mañana, Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m.
We are the house of Latinos. We are a movement. We are Tu Fiesta Radio.
95.7 Tu Fiesta Radio.
Welcome to Fiesta.
Hey, welcome back. You're here with Julianne and Jillian. Isn't that fun?
The double J. We should have come up with like a group name.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just thinking that because I go by Juju, you could go by Gigi, but then
I did in middle school.
Did you?
In elementary school, my favorite teacher. That's how she got that connection with me. I loved her because she was a good teacher.
Yeah.
And then she ended up kind of making that relationship with me because her best friend was named Jillian, and they called her Gigi. But I've almost never gone by Jillian, as my professional name. Yeah. And I do introduce myself like that so that people aren't confused. But even my own mother, she's always called me Jill, and Jillian has always been the in trouble name. When I get called Jillian, I don't have a middle name because my last name, she always thought, with everything put together, she was like, you would have too long of a name. So I never got a middle name, and so I know when she hits the Jillian, I'm like, gotta walk in. Yes, mother. I can't look her in the eyes at that point. But
dang. Okay, so what do you prefer then? Because now I feel bad because I probably sound like I'm putting you in trouble.
No. it's been kind of like I don't know, it's like an identity thing now. I kind of really I don't mind as much as I used to. Definitely like in high school was a thing, and I'm Jill, I'm not Jillian. But now I'm like, it's my name. And I've kind of grown to love it a little bit more, I think, as I hear it and as I look at it. I'm like, that's a cute name. So I really don't mind it, and whatever comes out, I just do usually, it really comes down to the situation on if I introduce myself as Jill, and then they never find out that I'm Jillian. And so that's why I do usually start with Jillian, because I think that's an easier transition that'll like naturally happen. But then someone finds out that like I'm Jillian, and they're like, oh, I talked to a Jill. I'm like, same person. That's me.
That's why I go by Julianne Raymond Flincham, is because of that. Like, after many, many years of being Raymond, people are dumb. So
people will not put two and two together.
They'll get confused and be like, oh, is this a totally different Julianne? No. If, like, why would you think that? They hired a new Julianne at the chamber. Place.
Like a clone.
Yeah, like that doesn't even make sense. But
even if you didn't work there, they could have picked anybody else's name. I would not, if I had to hire your replacement, I wouldn't pick the same name, kind of on purpose. No. It's like immediately, I can't deal with it.
Dude, okay, on a totally different note, and I won't like say how I'm connected to this person, cause, well.
You're going to give it up.
Whatever, I'm giving it up, period. So my brother's ex-wife.
Okay.
Decided to date a guy with the same name as my brother, and they're engaged. So she's gonna marry another Jason. And I'm like, how can you do that? Like, I think back to previous boyfriends, and I'm like, I would never even want to date someone.
The trauma, I couldn't. That's an immediate trigger. But I do know someone actually who they were in a phase of just, living their best life, let's call it that. And they purposely were dating like 3 to 4 people with the same name. Can't mess it up. You can't mess it up at that point. So, and I mean, if maybe she's not over your brother, she's never gonna get the names mixed up. That's for sure.
That's true. That is true. Like, but it's so weird because
I couldn't.
No, I think back. I'm like, if I dated another Brandon, or, I mean, it would have been really interesting if I dated another Kiefer, because that's like. That's not a common name.
You had to go looking for that.
Exactly. Like, at least Jason is a little more common.
For sure, a little more traditional.
Yeah.
But I'm like that with anything, like places, scents. It's gonna take me a while before I come back to that.
Right.
Or I smell it or I hear it. I'm like, oh, immediate association. And so I couldn't even. Yeah. As soon as I saw the name like come across, I would immediately just.
Right. Like. And that's, I think. Well, I don't know how to do that. But either way, I'd be like, I'm not even gonna entertain I could pick anybody else. This idea.
I could pick anybody else.
Like, forget about, like, we have so much in common. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even get to that point. I wouldn't get to that point.
I don't even want to talk to you.
I'm not opening that can of worms.
Anyway, we jumped into, like, all the conversation. But let's start with, like, who you are, what you do, all that fun stuff.
Okay, so my name is Jillian Diaz-Perera. I am the Director of Operations at Gator CPR. So I do a little bit of everything. Funny enough to like catch up, I watched Lizzie's episode. So Lizzie is we call each other like the P to a pod. We are, if she doesn't do it, then I do it. And that's kind of how Gator CPR operates. So my big thing is HR. That's what I got my degree in. So everything people is what I do. The scheduling, the logistics of our business, so like how the classes operate. That is our main service. We offer classes in our office. We have a Gainesville and an Ocala location. So it's coordination of all that kind of stuff. And then, Lizzie has mentioned it, but we pretty much just do anything that pops up on the day-to-day. So I'm also the big, like, customer service person. So there's a lot of that. But that's what I do professionally. And then, I'm your secretary for GGYP. That's always a fun thing. So I actually graduated from Santa Fe with my degree. Santa Fe calls it organizational development, and then you can specialize. Okay. But it's their version of like a business admin degree. So then I chose the human resources track, and I had already been at Gator CPR for a few years by the time of graduation. At that point, I got the promotion to DOO. And I knew at that point, I'm not originally from Gainesville, I'm originally from Miami, and I knew when I graduated I didn't want to go back. And so I kind of had to figure out, like, how am I going to start to, like, build roots here? How am I going to start to kind of branch out of the student bubble that I've been in for the last 5 years, 6 years? And it was that. So funny enough, Clay used to be part of an organization called Cell. Alachua County Emerging Leaders.
Yeah.
And so he started that. That kind of fell off for a little bit. And I had come to him one day and I was just like, hey, how do I get involved like in the community? And he quite literally just gave me a list. He's like, these are all the names I remember. Metasel was on there. The Chamber was on there. BANSIF was on there. And so, yeah, I literally just dipped my toes into every single thing I could.
Yeah.
And GGYP just kind of felt like, not to be cliche, but like home.
Yeah.
It felt the most comfortable. And I think it's because Gainesville has this, like, for lack of a better word, like, we have a very, like, our population is on two sides of the spectrum. I think it's either, like, solidified grown adults who have their life or transient college students. And so I think YP fills this gap of everyone that's in the middle. And even then, like, there's people who aren't in their 20s, but I think because we're all kind of in the same stages of life, just kind of looking for that community, that age gap doesn't matter because we have a pretty big, like, window that YP serves.
Yeah.
But I've never met anyone at a YP event that I'm like, I can't relate to you. Like, don't know you. Oops, sorry. Never. Never.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way because it's like, like I'm 33 but I definitely meet people that are younger, like you're younger.
Yeah.
And it's still the same thing. Like, we're all like on that same page. And also on top of that, like if you've been in Gainesville, longer than 2-3 years, very well that it's like, where do I find my place when you're in that age group?
Yeah.
Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And like I did the same thing as you where it's like I jumped into like every group that I possibly could just to like feel it out.
Right.
And the Chamber and BANSIF were the two that I really stuck in. And then started working at the Chamber and then started pushing for like where's our young professionals group. And hey, here we are now.
Yeah, no, and you lay the foundation because now I feel like a lot of other groups are trying to replicate the same thing. But I think what the Chamber offers and having the Chamber as the foundation because YP is its own program, I think the Chamber offers such a diverse population that we're talking about. Because just in comparison, BANSIF is construction focused, for example. And while we serve that community, really, if I had to kind of funnel us, we're kind of healthcare. And so... But by being with the Chamber, we get so much more. There's the construction business, the hospitality, the actual business, federal, and finance, and all this other stuff. And so there's just so much more diversity. And especially working at Gator CPR, that's such a benefit because we're such a small business that I don't really come across new people. Like business-wise, transaction-wise, I very rarely make that connection. And so getting to have a diverse population to pick from with the Chamber groups, the Chamber members, and all those kinds of things was definitely something that kind of just like satisfied me in a way. It was something that felt good. It didn't feel like a chore or a task. Like I have to go network, gotta go promote the business. It was like, oh, hey, I'm meeting this really cool person. By the way, we teach CPR if your business ever needs it. And that's always kind of how the interactions go. Really, I would say, especially for 100% with YP events, but even at the Chamber, I think it's because we all are coming into it knowing like, okay, we're coming here as our business representatives, so we can get to that, but like, who are you and do I really want to do business with you, like personally? Do I want to deal with you?
Oh, yeah.
And I find that most of the time that is the case that, it's always cool people.
That is true. Like, you're bringing up a thing that I talk to many of our YPs about, which is like, they'll come to just our YP events. I'm like, you got to go to some Chamber events too. Because like, break out of the bubble. Like YP, I created a bubble, I created a bubble where we all are kind of in the same place, on the same page, like all of that. You got to like break out of that, like talk to people that aren't in the same world, aren't on the same page, and also like provides more of this open book and diversity that you don't really find anywhere else. And I think it's great experience to just have to do it. Like,
and I think that's the great point is that I think if we were to stay in the YP bubble, I think it kind of puts blinders on. Like, all these young people around me are doing good, so I'm in a good place, which is always, it could be true, but at the same time, if you step outside of that bubble and you're looking at someone, just to give it a number, who's in their 60s and has been in their career for 30, 40 years, they have much more different advice to offer you and wisdom to offer in comparison to someone who, is also fresh out of college a few years. And as much as I may want to spend time with you, there's just things that you will never know or understand that has come with that person's time and experience that I will never take away. And I know that there's a definite like benefit to hearing that out. And as much as I may not be like, oh, I don't want to go out for drinks with them, I do want their professional advice sometimes.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But some of them are very fun.
Wait, let me asterisk that because honestly, some people. I feel like the older we get, and my mom is actually. We've had this conversation because my mom and I we had like a rocky. I was a rebellious teenager for sure, and so now coming into like my adulthood, I get it. I get why she was the way she was, and I understand that. From my perspective now as an adult, I was not having the right reactions. But of course, I was a teenager, so I didn't get it. Yeah. And she's told me, like, the older she's gotten, you just stop caring. You just truly stop giving anything that doesn't serve you this energy. And the older I get, I'm learning, and I'm watching her do it too. And so, and she was really my example of like, I want to be this big businesswoman and I want to be serious. And then I think finding Gainesville was a perfect meshing of the two because we are professionally driven. I think this is a great city to be ambitious in, but there's also this like slower pace of life.
Yes.
Where you get to enjoy both sides of it. And I think it kind of caters to that whole, it's a full circle thing of like, it's much easier to stop caring. For like when 5 o'clock ends, we can all like really clock out here.
Yes. Yeah.
And it just contributes to
well,
that.
and you came from the exact opposite side of the spectrum.
Right.
Like, Miami is crazy.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
At all times. Even not professionally, I will never forget the thing that changed my mind on not going home. So I originally went to Valdosta State University, right outside in Valdosta, Georgia. Very southern, very small town. And I'm moving into my dorm, and I'm with my mom, who has never left Miami since she immigrated from Cuba. So, like, this is all we know. And we're maybe, like, 25 to 50 feet away from the door. We're hauling, like, a thing full of my stuff, and someone holds the door open for us. And, again, we're, like, 25, 50 feet away. Like, I'm not in the doorway with them.
You're not there yet.
In Miami, people will let go of the door while you're standing in it.
Yeah.
And so I remember my mom and I looked at each other and we're like, cool, so I'm never going back. I'm never going back. And when my mom retires, she's coming right up here. And every time she visits, she's like, I fall more in love every single time. So I'm striking the days down until I can get her to move up here. But yeah, no, there's nothing on that.
I worked for a nonprofit whose headquarters was in Miami. And so I'd have to go to Miami every now and then. And I remember our executive director being like, oh, Julianne, like, do you enjoy it here? Because, like, you could end up coming here, da-da-da. And I'm like, no. Yeah. Like, I'm not even going to BS you and be like, I want to move up in the... Nah, I don't want to be here.
No, obviously, like, I'll never take away. It is something that... There is no place in the world like Miami.
Oh,
period.
Absolutely not.
But when you're talking about, like, life, and, like, if the next phase of my life is family, and that's not the people I need to be doing that with. It's a people culture thing of just, like... It's not supportive. It doesn't feel like a community. My mom is a great example in the sense of, like, she's been there long enough that she has her roots. But, yeah, Mom, you've been in the same place for 40 years. Like, no. Of course, you have your little group. But when you're talking about youth that's, like, transient and, like, trying to come up, it's a very dog-eat-dog world. And this is... Yeah, like we were saying, 180, complete 180. I have not come across anyone who has even been in the same field as me and has not helped me or given me advice that would make help me move forward in some kind of way. And yeah, again, Miami would have been the complete opposite. They would have been like, oh, you want this position that I may possibly not actually want, but I could do one day? I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I said, why would I go back to that?
Yeah.
I couldn't. You couldn't. My mom and I always joke, you couldn't pay me to go back.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Because that's also... Everyone is, much nicer. And it's funny because a lot of people move here from South Florida because of it. Because of just the 180. But also it's those businesses that are technically competitors are generally really nice to each other and work very well together here in town. And I think... Yes, people are nicer themselves, but I think what comes into play even more so is that we are such a tight-knit community that if you're an asshole, everybody knows you're an asshole.
Yeah, you can't not, to a certain degree, it's really hard to, like, fake being okay with how we operate here and, like, how things happen here because, if you don't feel comfortable in it, not in a way to, like, what's the word? Like turn someone away from wanting to be involved. But yeah, like you will stick out like a sore thumb if you aren't okay with the like slower pace of life, with the community building that we do, with the philanthropic mindset that we maintain in the city. If you're not okay with that, you can tell that you feel uncomfortable in these settings. And I mean, everyone's uncomfortable somewhere, just like I'm uncomfortable in Miami. You know, there's always that thing. But that's my perspective of it all, is that as I wish students would step out of the bubble while they're a student, because that's the hard part is, I'm a student, I went to this prestigious university that's going to give me these opportunities in some big city, but you sometimes are missing the very thing that you're standing in. Like you're surrounded by so many opportunities, such beauty that like doesn't exist, the focus that we keep on our arts, on our nature, on our community, that really doesn't happen in a lot of places. And I think the benefit of having the small city is that we can stay focused on that. Like, the development is great, but it's the small town charm in a way. Yeah. Of, like, kind of having the big city, because we have enough people and enough transition, but we still keep that small town charm that, I'm not going to find much. I
always say that it's like a big city shoved into a small town. Yeah, like, you know, because it's like, we got a lot going on, a lot that you see in big cities, but it is still that like, but we're nice, and we care, and like, and that's exactly it. Is like when you're someone that does not care, is self-serving, like
it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work out, and it's like, it's not even that people are going around like trashing your name. It just is obvious.
Like, and it just works out that way. You just don't. It's like, I mean, it's like that with all advertising. If you serve your target audience, you do, and if you don't, you don't. And not everyone has to be your target audience sometimes, but no, in this city, it's just that's what it is our target audience is community and those who want it. And I think GGYP is a good like bridge builder in that, and helping these students, these young professionals kind of find out the fact that, like, you don't have to leave for bigger and better. We do have better here.
Well, and so I've been working with Santa Fe College and UF about doing mixers, like, on their campus so that we can get, like, more students in. So we have one that I literally got on the books very recently in October at Santa Fe.
That's fun.
So, and like open to everyone, but really trying to push it on the students, because we'll be right there. Like they can come from a class, pop over to us.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing is like, it's not the students' fault in the sense of, like, obviously the chamber existed while I was in college, yes, but I did work for Gator CPR already while I was in college. It maybe feels like, I couldn't tell you back then exactly why I wouldn't attend a chamber event, but it's not like catered to college students. Sometimes we feel like, can I attend that? Is that for us? And it's meeting somewhere where they are. And so, that sounds like a great event.
Well, and when I started working at the chamber when I was 25. But I started going to chamber events when I was like 22. And I remember talking to like friends and like people I would meet when I was just going to chamber events, and they would be like, "Oh, okay, Miss Business Lady," like, "Woo!" And I was like, "You could go to the events too. We're not excluding you. You could go." And then once I was working at the chamber, it was like, "Oh, you work for the chamber?" Like, I work for a nonprofit. Like, like, that's the reality of it. But same thing. You could be going to these events. You could be doing this thing. So, definitely, like, bridging that gap and making sure people are aware is, like, it's a task. It's a task. And I feel like we're getting it done, like, more and more, little by little. But, damn.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We're talking about like a transient population at the end of the day. And so I will say it's a toss-up. I do think the like student populations vary a little bit between the Santa Fe student and the UF student. But yeah, most of the time they're focused on studies. They're not thinking of like, let me already get out there and kind of start making these professional or business connections outside of just like the academic side of everything. And so, I think being on that campus is going to be something great. And I have huge pride in being a saint, especially, I mean, with the climate.
I know you mean Santa Fe College Saints, but I'm a saint. You mean like, I'm a saint.
I could be. Lizzie and I joke about that all the time. Anytime we have like a customer service thing that just makes me to take a deep breath. We're like, go ahead and apply for sainthood because there are just some things, and that's the fun part of like still being customer facing. Sometimes is that you still those skills are definitely kept fresh to say a thing, keep it short.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, we have I think that's going to be a great thing. And I'm excited to kind of be part of that group because I still ride that line. I've been out of college for a few years. And I think I am a little bit different in the sense of I have working experience because I started at Gator while I was still in college.
Right.
So it's this like, I literally straddle the line in my mind of being a professional because I've been doing it for a few years, but yeah, I'm barely 3 years out of college. And I think at the same time, though, that's a great example of like, when I went back to Santa Fe for Leadership Gainesville, when we did the tour, I ended up talking to the tour guide, and she's doing the same program I am. And I was like, look, when you graduate, I was like, first of all, take this class with this professor. But then when you graduate, come join this group and come find out about this. And so, yeah, I'm excited for more students to get that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, and that's all they need is like someone to actually talk to, because that's also the part. I can post a flyer, I can do this, I can do that, but like the thing that actually makes the biggest impact is you having that like face to face.
Right.
Because we'll have interns at the chamber, and it's the same thing. They're like, you know, they help us out in the office and they learn stuff from us, but they don't come to like the events and that kind of stuff. And I started really pushing for that with our interns because I'm like, no. Break out.
Yeah.
And also, like, this is beneficial for you.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you can make business connections. You can learn things from people. Like, maybe you do find someone that now you have a job lined up for when you get out of college.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's a lot that can happen there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they listen to me, sometimes they don't. But we did, at the pool party, have one of our old interns come. And he was like, I wish I had been coming to these events. I'm like,
well,
I told
take
you.
It. You heard it here first, ladies and
right?
gentlemen.
I told you. He's like, I met so many cool people, and like, this person does this, and da-da-da-da. And actually, because he was like a freelancer with videography.
Okay.
So he's like, and actually, this person was like, oh, could you help us with this?
Business. Boom.
Like,
and that wasn't even probably his priority when he started that conversation. And again, that's just something that always ends up coming out. That's like, oh, by the way, you do that, right? Like, we're talking about our kids and these family vacations, but by the way, what do you do for business? Oh, I need that thing.
Yeah.
And that's always that's it goes back to that whole point of just like it's always, yes, we start as business, but we don't treat anyone like that. And not even just we as GGYP, that's the culture here, kind of period, honestly. When you come across most people. And so, I love that.
I would say so, yeah. So when you were like going to school here, how did you explore more about like Gainesville? Like, what did you end up finding that, I mean, other than the groups and everything like that, but I mean like places and like fun things to do and that kind of stuff. Like, what'd you do?
What's my thing?
Yeah.
So I will say that the honest truth is that while I was a student, I knew nothing. I lived right outside campus. Like, I lived within that 10-minute bubble. Okay. So, yeah, I never stepped out much. But right around graduation time, I started getting involved with the nonprofits. But what really is kind of like my creative passion, my like outside of work thing. So for me, it's the How Bazaar. So they're a local spot. To keep it short, let's call it a third space. So for those that aren't familiar, third space is kind of just like a space outside of work and home. The next place you spend the most time at. And How Bazaar is a great version of that. So technically they have a physical location. They're a thrift shop. They're a coffee shop. You can hang out and work there during the day. But the big thing that How Bazaar did for me was really provide a creative community. So I will say that that's the kind of person I am. I'm very logical and very analytical and very detail oriented while I'm at work, and that's kind of like my skill set. So when I come out of it, I love creativity and I love art and I love passion and I love expression. And How Bazaar gave me a really good outlet for that. And so their main thing is, and on top of that, I also, because of living in Gainesville, I gained a love of small business. And How Bazaar does a good job of supporting both things. Our big thing is like the Bazaar a la carte market. Right now we're going on tour all throughout the state of Florida. Which,
I saw that.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, when I started working with them 2 years ago, I think that first market maybe happened that year, maybe the year before, less than 50 businesses. And so now to think like we can go to different cities and like pick up 50, 60 businesses is just a crazy thing. And it just, again, allows me to see so much more that I would have never, ever even thought about. And so honestly, that being around How Bazaar exposed me to what's called the streetery and that little section right there. So I learned about Gator salsa and salsa dancing classes, and I started doing that, and I met people there. That led me, so prior to my, like, what I would call my big girl career, I come from food service.
Same.
So that was what I started in, and I've always kept bartending in my back pocket just as like a skill and like a part-time thing. So because of How Bazaar, I started dancing with the Bull and Gator Salsa. Met people there who introduced me to the staff at Vecinos. I started bartending at Vecinos. And so just that whole little like downtown corner, it's hard to think, like, if I think back to my student self, I would have probably never gone out there. I'm like, oh, no, people aren't there. Like, that's not what people do. Because it's very much the more, like, local, more ACR section of town. But had I found out about that, I think as a student, it would have been easier to become a regular. This is my spot, find my comfort zone. And my best friend is a perfect example of that, because she and I lived together all through college. She left to begin nursing school in Orlando. And all the time she's like, what's in Gainesville? I'm like, come back. I'll show you. There's so much more that we never even thought about. And so even then, like, we had never been to the Springs while we were in college. We had heard of it, of course, but we had never even gone out there. And then come to find out there's multiple. Like, you don't even have to pick just one. Things that I never even thought about, or even it was our Discover event last year. That was the first time that I found out about a different spring. I had only ever heard of Ginny Springs. I hadn't been yet. Last year, technically, we went to the spring first with LG, and then I went with our group with our Discover event. But yeah, no, I had never been. Never been. So yeah, being around my like spot that I would recommend to anyone as a student, as someone who kind of hasn't, come out of the bubble, go downtown. Even if you're like, oh, what do I do? Pick something. There's Kin, there's Baby J's, there's Cry Babies. How Bazaar is open all throughout the weekend. Even Lucy does trivia. So there's so much to do downtown, as much as it might be like like all the young students aren't out there. They might be at Midtown. Again, I mean, yeah, Midtown has this thing for college students, of course. But yeah, for like a different vibe outside of getting plastered, downtown is great for that. And downtown is
I would agree with that. No, and I always make the joke that, like, I feel like when we came back from COVID, our students, I like joke that it's they infiltrated downtown. But for real though, like way more are downtown now than ever used to be. But I will give some credit to How Bazaar though, because a lot of younger people come to come to How Bazaar and their events and their festival and like all of that stuff, which is really cool, because then it really has a positive impact on all of the other businesses around there. Right. Because like once people know like Alpin, they're gonna go there. Like that place is delicious and like super cute vibe, like all of that. So it's like you have all these things around you, and you just take a little peek.
And that's the fun part, I think, of Gainesville, is because it's okay, well, I found out about my downtown corner, I'm cool here. I actually had no clue that Alpin served food. Oh, damn. And Lizzie went to dinner with someone, and she ended up having the smoked salmon grilled cheese. I was like, shut up, a smoked salmon grilled cheese? What's taking me so long to find out about this? So yeah, like I would say that at this point I feel very comfortable in Gainesville and I can get around. I only learned about Alpin serving food in the last 3 months. Damn. So like I'm constantly learning new things, and then constantly new things are coming in here. So what used to be Volta is now Voltaire, right next to How Bazaar. And they're doing stuff that's different than what Volta's doing. The imported gelato, like that's insane. Crepes too. Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad that you said grilled cheese though, because they say croque monsieur. But most people would not know what the heck that means.
I don't know what that is at all.
So I'm glad that you said grilled cheese, because that really puts it. That's what it is. Yeah, and it's so good, because I didn't know what one was until I went there, and then I was like, oh shit. And you know what's funny is that my husband and I went to, well, I say my husband, Alex. We went to Paris, like, back, which sounds so like, but we won a trip. That's how it happened. But we ordered a croque monsieur, being like, oh shit, let's see what it's like. It was not as good. Which, like, Sita and I'm blanking on their... Anyway, the owners are from France. Okay. So, like, they are legit. Right. But even still, like, the place that we went, I was like, well...
Yeah. there's
Alton
certain
was
things
better.
that is the American thing sometimes that I find that when I'm in a different country and I try something that like I would qualify as American food. Like I was just in Colombia and on a drunk night out, we pick up pizza coming back. I was hungry pizza. Like, do I want like a Domino's pizza right now with garlic crust and cheese stuffed crust? Absolutely, I do. Did the pizza hold me off? Sure, fine. It was cool. But like, do I want my American greasy extra cheese, light salt? Like, yeah, absolutely, I do. So there's certain things that are like, okay.
I will say trying Domino's in different countries though is we tried it in Munich, and I was like, this is so like it was good, but in a very different way.
Right.
But like. I was like, okay, I gotta try like the fast food / like
I'm on that type of time for McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because McDonald's menu really changes around the world.
No kidding.
Why don't we get this one? I feel like we should get one of everything. I feel like if y'all produce it over there, we should get it over here.
Yes,
it started here.
You started here.
Yeah. How Starbucks has their like test kitchen in whichever.
Oh, do they?
I don't know all the details because I'm not that big of a coffee drinker, but I can't remember if it's Chicago or Seattle. But like they get all the things. So like Starbucks does espresso martinis in there, and any new coffee or any new things that come out go through the test kitchen. Why would you guys not do that for McDonald's in America? This is where you guys started. And what's that? There's a stat that's like you're never more than 100 something miles away from a McDonald's
I don't know
in America.
what it is exactly.
But why don't I have this S'mores McFlurry that, I mean, now we do, which is not good, by the way. Don't eat it.
Ooh,
It was not
good
good.
to know. Good
it
to
was
know.
not good. As a s'mores fanatic, I keep the s'mores ingredients in my house to like make s'mores in the microwave at any point in time.
All right.
Do not recommend that one. But to the point, why can I not try everything from all the other countries?
I completely agree because I've seen those menus in those other countries, and theirs is like so much more interesting.
Canada has poutine, I'm pretty sure too.
See?
We make gravy here.
Yeah, exactly. And I like poutine. That shit's good. It's like, it's one of those like very, I don't know, decadent. It's like very heavy and stuff, but it's so tasty.
You have to be in the mood for it. It has to sit well, but there's certain things that like when I come across them, if they are like a less traditional food here, I'm gonna have them. So if someone has poutine on the menu, I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna order it.
Absolutely. I could talk about food for like, my stomach is so loud. And I'm like, we're just gonna talk about food because I'm
the rest
hungry.
of the time.
Like what? Oh, it's almost 12. See, that's why. I'm like, I'm gearing up for lunch. It's like, hey girl, what are you doing?
I just heard that one. That's how I did hear it that time. And that's crazy because all I can hear in here is her voice. So for me to still hear you is crazy. We need to get this girl some food.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, like I said, we could keep talking about food for days. But let's ask you the question that we ask all the people.
Okay.
Which I think you have seen now. Now people are catching on. All right. So what is the most embarrassing moment you have had at a networking event?
I had to think about this. So like I said, I watched the episode to prepare.
Yeah.
I think it's just, so it's the same. So funny enough, Lizzie and I try to purposely make sure that we are not too similar because we're together so often now that things are just starting to sync. But I'm kind of the same way that I fear that I have never been embarrassed because it was not embarrassing to me. Did I probably embarrass myself in front of somebody else? Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah. But me, I'm like, oh, cool. They probably didn't even notice. And then they turn around, they're talking to someone about it. Definitely has happened to me in the past. But it has to be like some kind of probably trip up because I'm talking about ADHD and like bump. Not even your brain starts to go too fast before you even actually get there. And I will do that way too often where I'm a fast talker, and especially because I talk with my hands, and so I start getting like animated. And I probably have tripped up over something. Probably called someone like a very bad name, like completely off, like Kevin calling him Jason, like something like that. I've definitely done, and like it's probably very wrong that I don't know your name correctly right now, but I probably do. Yeah. But I'm just like. Not there right now. But yeah, it has to be something like that. And I've probably done that one too many times to like actually notice. Yeah. Where I'm just and they probably have never corrected me either.
But it also kind of feeds into what we were talking about where it's like the older you get, the more you don't give a shit.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you know, I made the attempt. Like, I made the attempt. I'm like being very nice. I'm like, hey, Kevin, and it's Julianne that I'm talking to, but she knew that I was trying to say hi.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I'd rather you do that than like the people that, I don't know, like act like they don't know you, but they know you.
Okay, wait, that actually brings up a great point. Yes, I do have a very embarrassing moment. So I happened to be at San Velasco Tech City, just walking through, and there was a networking event because I could see a lot of like business faces that I recognized, but I was there like on a personal thing. So I'm walking through, and I thought I made eye contact with this person. So I'm thinking we're locked in here. I'm like, hey, I'm with my best friend. She has no clue of like my business life. So she just sees me being like super happy and animated. And we both just proceed to watch this person watch me being like, hey, and then just turn around and just walk away from me. And I was just so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I know that person. Hey. And I was like, wait, do I not know them? Do I think they know me and they don't really know me? Or was it that like, you know me, you're just acting like you don't right now? So that was very embarrassing to me.
I've definitely dealt with that. But I've also dealt with the flip side where someone's like, oh, hey, what's up? And while I'm super friendly and like I must know them, I can recognize the face, I can't place them.
Oh.
So then I'll start trying to like feel it out in conversation. And one time I had like this full-blown conversation with someone and then afterwards realized like why I know them. And I was like, ooh, I don't know you for good reason. Like you're kind of a creep and I just spent like 20 minutes talking to you.
That's not
like,
a good one.
Yeah. And then I was really embarrassed after that one. I was like, did anybody see me talking to him?
Yeah, right. You can't be caught. You can't be caught. I am not with this man.
Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, but no, I mean, I think that's at least as long as you have like good intentions. You know, you fostered the conversation. You didn't turn them away. But yeah, that's also happened to me way too many times. I have no clue where I know you from, but the way you're talking to me, you know me, so I must know you.
Exactly.
So we'll get there at some point.
We'll just you know, that's how people know. If you come to an event and we don't remember you, we'll act like we do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to you like we do. That's for sure.
We'll be really nice, so.
And then we'll figure it out on like the third event around. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I might not remember your name, but that's not because I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Because I wish I did. Crystal's so good at it.
It's such a thing that like I feel like I'm good at remembering one thing about you. Either I remember who you work for or your name or like what you like to do, but remembering all three is a lot of work. And that's a talent. That is a talent for sure.
It really is. It is wah-wah. No, what it reminds me of is I wish that Crystal was always next to me, kind of like in Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
Where she's like, that's Sarah. She works at. That would be great.
I need that. I need that.
Yeah.
That would make life a lot easier, especially in your position. I can only imagine like the things you dip into. If I feel overwhelmed about it, I can only imagine.
Maybe I get an intern just to do that.
Just to do that. Honestly, just walks around with a pad.
Yeah, like
just flips through the binder. All right, this is.
Yeah.
You're gonna need multiple after some point. You're gonna have to start carrying one of those like rolling cases with them.
I got some things.
You said your which industry? Got it. And what's your last name? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
You left me with some things to think about.
Some calls to action.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Any last words you want to share with the class?
Thank you guys for watching our podcast. Come out to our events. We have coffee and conversations coming up. Smart Money Moves is first. And yeah, we just hope we see you at our next event.
Yeah. Smell you later.
Bye.
Welcome to Fiesta Radio 95.7, your Latino radio station in Gator Nation.
24/7, bringing you the latest news and the best entertainment from Alachua County.
Don't miss El Show de la Mañana, Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 a.m.
We are the house of Latinos. We are a movement. We are Tu Fiesta Radio.
95.7 Tu Fiesta Radio.
Welcome to Fiesta Radio.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Great conversation. I like her a lot. Yeah.
Did you just learn that?
What?
That you like her a lot?
Yeah.
You're like, I like her a lot, actually.
Yeah. I've known her for 2 years, but now.
But now I like her a lot.
No, it was great.
No, she's awesome. And that definitely, that was a fun one. All of them are fun, though. We got some good people on
We
here.
got some good people on the team.
Some good people.
Got some
Anyway.
cool people in this town.
Let's switch over to the weekend update.
Let's go to the news.
It's news time. Hey, there we go. We're at the desk. Pew, 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 pew.
Good afternoon, Gainesville, your city of opportunities, avocado toast, and surprisingly serious tap dance meetups.
All right, my stomach is still growling.
I hear it.
So loud.
We got to wrap this up.
Yeah, we really do. Jesus. All right, let's kick off with some hot local news. City Manager Cynthia Curry notified Mayor Harvey Ward and the City Commission that she is resigning from her position effective November 21st. Curry stated that it has been an honor and a pleasure to serve as Gainesville City Manager, and that she believes she is leaving Gainesville in a better position than when she arrived. But have no fear. Though we will be down that curry, plenty of curry can still be found at Anda's.
Wow.
You had to make a joke off her name.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's, yeah.
Low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit.
Anyway.
I would not mix fruit with curry, though.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever had
Is coconut, what's coconut considered, though?
fruit?
Is it a fruit?
Yeah,
Then
it's a
coconut
fruit.
curry
Okay,
is good.
yeah. Good point.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, you may think that local news sources are a dying breed, but they're still alive and kicking. Gainesville Sun is constantly providing us with essential information, such as a recent article, "Is it legal to drive a golf cart on the street?" Just to fill you in, they can only roll on streets with a speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less. So, to those of you cool guys in Turkey Creek and the villages of Gainesville, stay in your lane.
I was also kind of we're also kind of poking fun at Steve Cannon because he's over there too.
Just for the record, I did not write the jokes today.
If you think they're funny, I did. Anyway, all right. Well, now that you know that I wrote it, it's even worse. Well, call me Sporty Spice because I'm here to fill you in on local sports. Florida football held their first intra-squad scrimmage on August 9th, and our starting QB, DJ Lagway, was sidelined due to a calf injury. Stop tipping those cows, DJ. We need you on the field.
Intra-squad scrimmage. Say that 3 times fast. Intra-squad scrimmage.
A scrimmage.
That would be a good improv group. We are Intra-squad scrimmage.
You can't even say it. It was intra-squad scrimmage.
I know.
Anyway.
Moving on. I mean, if they need me, I'm happy to dust off my old football uniform.
I don't think they're looking for the understudy of your high school's rendition of Bring It On.
I was in high school before that movie even came out. Oh, God.
I was trying not to date you. Jesus.
I know. I date myself.
I was just making fun about you being a theater kid.
Shoot. Of course, I made it an age thing.
Yeah.
In other news, the city just released their 2025 Fall-Winter Seasonal Guide. This guide is full of opportunities to celebrate Gainesville's creativity, energy, and community spirit. Printed copies can be found at the Thomas. There is also a 2-page spread available online, making this a 2-page spread you can share with the whole family.
Make fun of the dirties.
Look at this 2-page
Open up the 2-page spread. Wow. There's lots to do in Gainesville. Ooh. Close that one up. All right. Ooh. Construction is starting on our new courthouse. Fencing just went up yesterday as work begins on Alachua County's new civil courthouse and parking garage downtown. Its parking will be unavailable during construction. And though emails were sent out about where public parking will be available, residents are still confused and complaining that there's nowhere to park, claiming all of the people that don't live downtown and don't ever go downtown say it's impossible to find parking downtown. And I didn't read your email either. Because literally the only people that complain about it
are people
who don't live or come downtown.
There are multiple places to park downtown.
I know.
You just gotta look. You gotta use your peepholes.
And on top of that, if you actually did look at like the city's website, it does tell you where to park.
It's like highlighted.
Exactly.
And it shows you where to park for free.
Yeah, for
free.
And they tell you where the paid ones are too.
Right.
So they can like.
And honestly, I paid for parking yesterday. It was like 85 cents. for
It's
an
not
hour.
that bad. It's
no.
not that bad. Anyway.
Cheap. All jokes aside, there's a whole bunch of community events going on this weekend that you should check out. While we always have our Friday post, which fills you in, we did want to highlight a few. Number 1, the city continues on providing its free Friday concert series at the city continues.
Bo Diddley Plaza is not a
Sorry.
tongue twister.
The city continues on providing its free Friday concert series in Bo Diddley Plaza from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This Friday will feature Sousa Brass Band and Displace.
There were no jokes in that for the listener. There was no joke in there.
No,
it was just that struggle was
free
real.
Free Fridays at Bo Diddley, Sousa Brass. Okay, I saw Sousa Brass Band last year at Pride. They're incredible.
They're a party.
Incredible.
That is
There's 13, 14 people on
it's
stage,
so
just
fun.
different brass instruments, and they are a vibe.
It's so fun. They
Damn,
make a
all right,
party.
I know what I'm doing this Friday.
Right? Okay. On Saturday, our beloved local brewery, First Magnitude, I didn't even put that in there, will be celebrating its 11th anniversary. There will be live music, brand new beer releases, and food trucks all day long. And actually, there's 3 different stages with live music. So they're like rotating through it all day.
And they'll be turning up the speakers to 11. It's a Spinal Tap reference for you kids. On Sunday, Heartwood Soundstage will be hosting Rhinestones and Resistance, a country show against fascism, featuring Whiskey & Co., The Ones to Blame, Rancho La Chua, Uncle Mosey, and Cooper from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's a country show I could get behind.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, I'm not a huge country fan.
I love country.
But yeah, you do. But I like that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, and these are just some of the events that we got going on. There's plenty more. So pay attention to our Friday post, and you can check out what's going on and pick and choose and make your agenda.
Or don't go to anything. Just sit home and vibe.
That's dumb.
Do some bird watching. Oh, you don't want a bird watch?
I do want a bird
Okay,
watch.
then there you go. There's another option too. A lot of beautiful birds.
Yeah.
And that's the weekend update from us.
Yeah.
Wow, see you later, alligator.
Bye-bye.